Being cold, ADHD. Being nervous and social anxiety. Bouncing leg. ADHD is like having the best idea and then leaves your brain forever. The distance it takes for me to forget a number between 1 and 10 when I do something really awkward in public. Me 2 minutes later. Me 3 days later. Me trying to sleep 4 years later. We don't talk enough about how stressful Halloween costumes are for the ADHD community. Oh my, you people can't do anything. Where did I put it? I put it down carelessly. Forgot where. I set it in a special place. I forgot where. Being able to teleport must suck when you have ADHD. Why the hell am I in Nevada? People with ADHD, when they finally focus on something, literally unstoppable. Olympic cameramen stopped filming field hockey to focus on a cockroach in the game's final minutes. The whole ADHD community. One of us. I thought I replied is the biggest lie. Nah, sometimes I reply in my head and I end up waiting for a text back, thinking I actually replied. ADHD memory. Sorry, I forgot the code to the house again. You've lived here for 3 years. How could you forget? People without ADHD be like, oh, if I get rid of all possible distractions, then you'll be forced to focus on the boring task. Fool, you underestimate my power. As long as I have flesh, I have distraction. Organized my cord spaghetti. Damn, took your meds, huh? Yes, me at 1 a.m. 10 more minutes of sleep. Find out how jelly beans are made. I'll remember is the ADHD demon talking. You won't remember. Write it down. Bold of you to assume I'll remember where I wrote it. Or even that I wrote it. This is my trampoline. Have fun. Tap on this point very quickly. People who say, huh? Then answer without repeating the questions are psychos. You have to let it load first. Imagine falling in love with someone just to find out they watch Netflix with subtitles. I'm convinced people who don't like subtitles can't read fast. What time do you usually eat? Me? Oops, I'm shaking. Time to eat. Me when my final exam is tomorrow. Me doing research on a random topic to prove someone wrong in the comments. The most terrifying part of having memory issues is when you can feel something from 5 seconds ago be thrown out the window and there's an empty hole where it once was. You remember that you forgot something. Me in 15 years, when my heart finally gives out from being stuck in fight or flight since I was 8. Tell me your toxic trait as a TV show watcher. I will be enjoying a show and just stop watching 75% through for literally no reason and never look back. When you're 30 minutes into reading a book and realize you were reading with your eyes and not your brain, so you gotta start over. I hate how reward systems never work for me. Like I can't just say, if I finish this assignment, I can have a cookie. Because my brain is like, or you could just have one right now. And I can't argue with that logic. Self-imposed deadlines don't work either, because I know a guy who set them and he's full of BS. What's an insult you'll never forget? A teacher once said I was lazy because I did all of my work as quickly as I could so that I could spend more time doing nothing. 30 years later, and I still don't see what the problem was. When you spend hours researching ADHD because your ADHD made you hyper-focus on ADHD. Autism and ADHD. I will cry if anything changes. I will cry if I can't rearrange all of the furniture right now. Actual image inside of my brain. Don't be awkward. Puns, memes, song lyrics, and movie quotes. 5,000 hypothetical arguments I'll never have whenever I try to study. Brain is not responding. Do you want to close book? Wait. Okay. Person. What's your favorite song? Me, with no object permanence. It's hard to choose. So what hobbies do you have? My mind goes blank. Some guy. What's your favorite film? I have never seen a film in my life. Tell me something about yourself. Sweating who? You bounce your legs because of your anxiety. I bounce my legs because it's fun. We are not the same. Scientists have made a bracelet that turns stress into electricity. ADHDers. Non-ADHD brains on stimulants and ADHD brains on stimulants. ADHD people when they hyperfocus. I crave knowledge. ADHD people the rest of the time. I forgot. I'm focused. I can get things done. Me with ADHD. Here are some criticism. No thanks. I've got my own. Beating the game and 100%ing the game. Good night, afternoon ADHD gang. You wouldn't finish a task. 90-minute movie. 3.5-hour video about video game I've never heard of. When you lose your train of thought mid-sentence. Is this, perhaps this doesn't fit, but opening my microwave to heat up the coffee I forgot to drink, only to find yesterday's coffee that I forgot to drink in the same exact mug felt very surreal. I could be doing other things, but I have to take advantage of this while I still can. Man knows he must ride unexpected urge to clean as far as it will take him. If I go to sleep, my free time will end and tomorrow will start. This is me constantly. Needing constant reminders about tasks, hating being told what to do, finishing projects, abandoning projects, starting a new project before finishing the old one, continuing continuously coming up with new ideas without doing anything. I can't believe I'm supposed to take care of my whole body. It's too many moving parts. I can't keep up. They're telling me an F1 car gets a pit crew and I get one jackass with ADHD doing my own tasks, helping others with their tasks. Are you actually relaxing right now? Or are you just shutting down and disassociating? I did it. I finished a lip balm. Didn't lose it, didn't leave it. This is a very large... You're in the 1% of people. I don't even think I finished a pencil. Neurotypicals on Adderall. I painted my room in 2 hours and did my essay in 1 hour. Me on Adderall. I made breakfast instead of eating peanut butter from the jar. What it feels like for ADHD people to listen to someone finish a sentence they already understood within the first few seconds. The only ADHD advice that anyone needs is, don't sit down, never sit down. Sitting down is what gets you. Gonna have a little sit down before you do the thing? No, you won't. You have created a big sit and you are lost in it. The natural enemy of ADHD is the sit down. Neurodivergent kids listening to music and imagining complex animations with characters from their hyperfixations. Me in school, calculating who would die if the ceiling lights fell down. ADHD is so funny. It's like being possessed but with myself. Me, desperately. Can we please get something done? My inner demon, who was also me. If you're like, January, bad decisions. Oh my god, it's almost December. Just picked up a rubber band that had been in the same spot on my bedroom floor for a month. Absolutely incredible to see what I'm capable of when I give it my all. Study time and free time. ADHD making me zone out for an hour straight. Boob staring is an ADHD thing. I hope the site never gets deleted. Yeah, I got ADHD. Admiring those huge doinkers. You don't have ADHD, it's all in your head. Where else in my body did you think my brain was? ADHD is stored in the butt. The A in ADHD stands for ass. What do the other letters stand for then? Ass don't have dopamine. People having ad blocker. And people having ads. Me, who's got ADHD. How to have a conversation. Interrupt them. Zone out. Trip over your words. Get really excited about the topic and freak them out. Hating being told what to do. Needing external accountability to get things done. An ADHD's person's brain. When they have to learn something they aren't interested in. Could not copy files because no. Michael Jordan with ADHD. I can win 6 champions in the NBA and be touted as the GOAT. Me. Reading book hard. Oh, it's nothing. Just feeling a little tired today. Depression, anxiety, self-loathing. People with ADHD are just constantly doing side quests over the main storyline. ADHD is telling yourself, alright, time to get started every 30 minutes and continuing to not move. Well, time to get started, goblin brain.
It is, isn't it? Good on you for recognizing that.
And they hit you with the, name one time I did that. Knowing you got the Dory type memory. Feeling bored because there's nothing to do. Feeling overwhelmed because there's something to do. Your brain is supposed to release a motivating chemical called dopamine. ADHD people after they complete a task. Psst, 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 dopamine, come here please. You ever want to try a new art thing, but you're like, no practice, only good. If it's a question, then I die. Tell them I can't hear them. Move closer so I can hear. Repeatedly shout, what? Laugh and hope it wasn't a question. That thing I could have done right away, but didn't. Now it's a big problem. Me. Alright, let's see when my appointment is. Yesterday. Me, Googling my ADHD's impact on memory. All the links being purple. Are you living or are you just jumping from one obsession to the other to run away from yourself? What are you, the coping mechanism police or something? Instead of calling it a to-do list, I've started writing side quests at the top to make it seem more fun and interesting, and boy has that not worked at all. Finally realizing what hyperfixation is. Not doing anything I used to enjoy because it's all a lie. 2 ADHD moods. I can't do it. I can't stop doing it. The 2 types of ADHD time. Now, not now. The 2 ADHD memory nodes. I literally cannot recall the words that just came out of my mouth. I can recite the opening paragraph of every single Magic Treehouse book. Actual photo of my brain, unable to tell the difference between what's important and what doesn't matter. I get a job. I can't stand this anymore. I quit. I need a job to survive. I hate when people ask me, what did you do today? Like, buddy, listen, I woke up at noon and then it was 5 p.m, okay? I don't know. My toxic trait is waking up on time and laying in bed until I'm running late. People with ADHD trying to rewind their memory and retrace their day to determine if they have eaten and drank water today. Only psychos buy a sticker and immediately put it somewhere. No, you have to think about all the places you could stick it, get overwhelmed, and then put it in the drawer for 3 years. Don't chase your dreams. Humans are persistent hunters. Follow your dreams at a sustainable pace until they get tired and lie down. Are you not bored alone? Me, being alone. ADHDers in anyone's house but their own. The neurodivergent urge to get 3 drinks. For caffeine, for hydration, and for fun. Messing around for 3 days and then making a Herculean effort on day 4 that restores your average progress to what a moderately inept person would have achieved with consistent effort. That's what it's all about. When the brain fog hits mid-sentence and suddenly you've never had a thought in your life. Please excuse me, me while I search for a new psychiatrist. Reply to confirm date and time. Pee pee poo poo. Justin, this is not an automated message. Should we consider this a confirmation for said time and date? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Yes, tomorrow works fine. Rewriting the slides and calling it studying because I've never actually been taught how to study. I had been taught and I still didn't do it. A very annoying brain feature I have is what I call waiting mode. Like today, I have to leave for an MRI at 2:45. Unfortunately at 12:30 or so, my brain decided to activate waiting mode, which means that instead of getting anything done, I just have to sit here and wait. Media. The average adult spends $255 per year on their hobbies. Anxiety. Everything is important. Depression. Nothing is important. ADHD. I have no idea what's important. The ADHD urge to use the parenthesis in every sentence because every thought comes with additional bonus content. ADHD advice from people who don't understand at all. Just get a planner. Actual helpful ADHD advice. The only way to ever reliably find motivation to clean your room is to invite someone over so your crippling fear of embarrassment overrides your broken dopamine receptors. Man sits by me on train. Man, loads of psychopaths around here. Really? Loads, mate. How do you know? There's signs, aren't there? I guess. I love them. 47 minutes of awkward silence. Man leaves train. He has a bike. I realize he was saying psychopaths. My favorite bands. I just find music I like and put it into a giant playlist. Did I do this right? Me. New obsessions I desperately cling to for comfort. My interests from when I was 13. I love you guys so much. I put my phone down and I can't find it. A saga. Want me to call it? It's on silent. A tragedy. I'll call it anyway. Everyone stands around really quietly, listening for a faint buzzing noise. A comedy. Me, after staring at the wall for 4 hours. Sucks how I don't have time for anything. Me, gets ignored once. Me. You know what I could do to stop this from happening? Isolate myself and never speak to anyone again. When someone enters the room and I'm not being productive. 2 hours of cooking just to eat in 10 minutes and now I've got to wash everything. By the time I remember to text back, it's too disrespectful to even do it. When you're unique, but not exactly useful. If you say mental illness 3 times in the mirror, someone with a live, laugh, love t-shirt will appear behind you and ask if you've tried going outside. My brain jumping from one web search to the next like teachers. Just stop daydreaming and pay more attention in class. Students with ADHD. My goodness, what an idea. Why didn't I think of that? Cleaning with ADHD is all about momentum. It's like being a shark. If you stop moving, you just straight up die. Skip the ad. Save a few seconds. Don't mind if I do. How's the writing going? I'm glad you asked. My room has never been cleaner and I've decided to take up baking. Unmasked ADHDers. Screw you. I'm trying to get my stuff together. Depression and anxiety. Let's see who you really are. Untreated ADHD. When you're listening to someone talk and you feel yourself zoning out. ADHD. Puts off doing small but necessary tasks for weeks on end because they just seem too hard. Also ADHD. Drops everything and spends 14 hours straight doing 150% of an unnecessary and highly involved task that no one asked for without taking a single break to eat or pee. ADHD pre-civilization and in modern society. I am one of the most effective hunter-gatherers this world has ever seen. 9 to 5 gives me big sad. ADHD is between 10 and 4 a.m. ADHD is between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. My daily routine with ADHD. Wake up, do nothing for 5 hours. Panic, do stuff in a panic for 1 to 2 hours. Hyperfixate on doing one thing for 4 hours. The wrong thing. I didn't follow your advice because it was useless and relied on me not having ADHD. Neurotypicals. You see a super funny, relatable meme. It's on a mental disorder meme subreddit. My mum learning and informing herself on ADHD after my diagnosis so she can understand me better. Having ADD and trying to write something. Let's focus on the wrong thing. Doctors. ADHD medication is addictive and that's why it's restricted and controlled. Most people with ADHD. I forgot to take my meds again. Just sensory processing disorder things. What is that noise? Oh, this is a nice top I might buy. Feels the fabric. Never mind. Tags in clothes are the worst thing in the world. What do you mean you can't hear it? It's so... Realizing a school assignment is due today, and I prepared nothing. Like, bro, I am just floating in a bubble detached from the flow of time, and you want me to work 8-hour shifts? People without mental problems. People with mental problems. People who fake mental problems. I'm sorry I haven't replied to your email, but I glanced at it. Vowed to deal with it later. And now the very thought of even opening it fills me with crippling dread. Being called smart because you have a variety of information on different subjects, but in reality, it's all surface level intelligence, and you don't feel like you're really good at anything. Sometimes I get really concerned about things very suddenly. Like, I'll be chilling and then all of a sudden be like, oh no, where's my birth certificate? You know what absolutely boggles my mind? That healthy people exist. Genuinely healthy people. No mental illness, no physical illness, no chronic illness, just healthy. What a life that must be. Hell no, that's boring. You gotta have something wrong with you. This messes with my head though. There are people who get up and feel awake, and then they go and just do their adult responsibilities without feeling anxious or upset. They just return phone calls, answer calls from unknown numbers, then procrastinate doing important things until it is a huge problem that makes you cry. That sounds fake. ADHD is the most poorly named affliction ever. Like, hi, do you have a profound physical inability to accomplish your goals specifically because they're your goals and also the thought of your friends not liking you makes you want to die? You may have trouble sitting still disorder. It's so obvious they named it based on how we inconvenience them, rather than what it actually does to us. Things you need to know when talking to me. I talk really fast, I mumble. Sometimes I talk really fast and mumble at the same time. Sometimes the words from my head don't transfer right to my mouth, so I just speak nonsense and I'm the only one who gets what I'm saying. Have fun trying to understand me. You in intellect. 9 + 7 = 16. Me with ADHD. If you take 1 from 9 and give it to 7, that's 8 + 8, and 8 times 2 is... No. Someone, usually a teacher. Not like that, you heathen.